You've been living inside an illusion so deep, most of it your soul barely remembers. Since the moment you took your first breath, your reality has been shaped not by truth, but by what was left out. Hidden knowledge, silent commands, layers of programming wrapped in rituals and routines that keep you asleep. You've been taught how to function within someone else's version of reality, but not how the fabric of existence really works. Somewhere beneath the surface, there's a blueprint, coded in symbols, buried in stone, guarded by time itself, that reveals the nature of consciousness, energy, and the universe. That's not just myth. That's truth waiting for you to unlock it. Most people haven't read the Emerald Tablets. They skim quotes, repost fragments, maybe tattoo a line or two, thinking they're getting it. But the real treasure isn't in surface-level snippets. These tablets are encrypted, not with ciphers, but with a language designed to keep the unready at bay. They hide profound wisdom behind metaphor, vibration, and sacred geometry. Truths that speak not just to your mind, but to your very essence. And once you learn how to read them dimensionally, beyond words, they stop sounding poetic and start sounding like operating instructions for your consciousness. This is a model of reality that begins not with matter, but with frequency. Everything you see, hear, and experience is vibration, endless energy moving in patterns, and every vibration carries intelligence. This isn't philosophy, it's structure. The first tablet states plainly, humans are in a constant state of becoming, not born perfect or sinful, but as systems still loading, fragments of a greater whole, souls encoded into flesh, navigating through layers of density and dimension. But you're not left to wander blindly. The tablets map the path, waiting for you to recognize symbols, not just words. When Thoth talks of light, he's not referring to sunshine or moral virtue. He's talking about information, consciousness expanding and self-generating, an awareness that grows and creates itself. Darkness isn't evil, it's entropy, stagnation, unconsciousness, decay. And this duality, it's not religious, it's mathematical. The more conscious you become, the more you move toward light and the less you decay. Death? It's not an end. It's a pause, a moment of recalibration, a reset designed to grow, to evolve. The halls of Amenti, often dismissed as myth, are real. They're dimensional fields where soul fragments pause between lives, integrating lessons, preparing for the next cycle. Why was this knowledge hidden? Why not just say it plainly? Because power corrupts, and knowledge in the wrong hands can cause collapse. The tablets weren't meant for everyone. They're encrypted, designed to resonate only with those ready to hold such truths. If your mind isn't prepared, they'll feel like riddles, like puzzles you can't solve. But if you've sensed that reality's hollow, that there's more behind the curtain, and you're ready to step through, then these words will resonate, alive, personal, waiting for you to remember. One of the most misunderstood lines is this: "Seek ye the path to the stars and find the portals to other dimensions." People dismiss it as myth or metaphor, but it's literal. Embedded into this reality are frequency gates, stargates, wormholes, accessible not through tech, but through conscious calibration. Stillness, intention, vibration, these are your tools. Meditation isn't just relaxation, it's navigation. The calmer your energy, the more aligned your frequency, the more the universe bends around you. That's not magic, it's mechanics. The tablets also speak about breaking the cycle, not in some poetic way, but through mechanical understanding. The cycle isn't karma or punishment, it's cause and effect across densities. If your vibrational frequency dips below a certain point, you re-enter the cycle. If you elevate your frequency, align with higher laws, you graduate. These laws aren't about morality, they're about vibration, rhythm, polarity, harmony. Thoth called them laws because they're the architecture of reality itself. You don't obey them out of fear, you align because your soul's evolution depends on it. Here's the truth most overlook. These tablets aren't just about the outer world, they reveal the inner. Your body is a sacred temple. Your cells are record keepers. Your blood is coded light. That third eye, the pineal, isn't a symbol. It's a literal gateway, a receiver of higher dimensional signals. Once activated, it pulls information directly from the field, bypassing languages and symbols, giving you downloads, intuition, knowing. That's why ancient cultures protected it, and why modern systems try to block it. Through chemicals, distraction, fluoride, overstimulation. Because once you see beyond words, programming loses its grip. If you're here expecting vague mysticism, you're in the wrong space. This isn't abstract. It's a system, detailed, precise, ready for those prepared to decode it. Once you learn how to read it dimensionally, you won't need external authority, no priest or guru. You'll realize Thoth wasn't here to be worshipped, but to remind you of what you already know, hidden beneath layers of forgetfulness. Most know Thoth as a mythic figure, a god with an ibis head, the scribe of the Egyptian gods. But that's just a simplified version. The real truth? Thoth was a consciousness, an evolving intelligence, transcending form, transcending identity. Worshipping him. That's missing the point. He didn't want followers. He wanted initiates, those who remembered. Thoth was a role, an archetype, an energy that's never died. His teachings span incarnations: Hermes, Trismegistus, Enoch, Metatron, different names, same stream of consciousness flowing through time, coded in different languages, tailored for different minds. And he wasn't limited to one place, one body. His presence was multidimensional. He could move through densities, shift forms, access time as we access memory. When he talks about descending from Atlantis to Egypt, he's describing a vibrational descent, moving from a higher civilization of knowing to a lower one of chaos. Not a literal geography, but a vibrational shift, from mastery to forgetfulness, from structure to chaos. Atlantis wasn't a mythic island. It was a civilization operating on sacred laws: sound, light, thought, geometry, laws we've forgotten. When Atlantis fell, it wasn't because of war or weather. It was because its people lost alignment with universal principles. Decay followed. Those who remembered, like Thoth, left to seed new cycles elsewhere. Egypt, with its sacred geometry and ley lines, was one of those places. An energetic hub, a transmitter of knowledge encoded in the stones, aligned with celestial cycles. The pyramids? They weren't tombs, they were transceivers, resonance chambers designed to focus energy, connect with the stars, and access higher dimensions. Inside, they weren't for death, they were for transformation. Sound was the key, frequency, pure and intentional. Thoth spoke of vibration because, in his world, vibration was technology, an energy-based system that could levitate, shift, and manipulate matter with sound. Every sacred site worldwide echoes the same geometries, ratios, alignments, because they weren't copying each other. They were tapping into the same universal blueprint, the source code of creation. The Merkaba, the spinning light field, isn't just symbolism. It's a vehicle, an electromagnetic structure that allows consciousness to travel through dimensions, maintaining coherence across layers. Ancient initiates didn't just imagine other realms, they navigated them. Their training wasn't symbolic, it was mechanical: breath, visualization, intention, discipline. And Thoth hinted at crystalline technology, devices that store, amplify, and focus consciousness through living crystals. Not circuits, but resonant structures that interact with energy and intent. Myths of the Firestone, the crystals powering entire cities in Atlantis, are they just stories or fragments of memory? The ancients called these tools orbs, staffs, tablets, not relics but functional interfaces, ways to manipulate energy in real time. And we lost that because we fell. Our frequency dropped, our memory dimmed. We turned tools into relics, sacred objects into symbols, and forgot their true purpose, to serve as amplifiers of our innate power. Modern tech, it's a shadow, an echo of what once was, designed not to separate us from ourselves but to amplify what we already are. The true technology was never in the machines but in your inner machinery, your consciousness, your energy field. The pyramids, the symbols, they weren't for worship, they were for function, encoding universal truths, aligning with cosmic laws. Time, it's an illusion sold to most, a linear concept, past behind, future ahead, something you're trapped in. But Thoth knew better. He saw time as a frequency, an energetic field, something you can move through, not something that moves you. You're not a victim of time, you're a traveler within it, able to shift between parallel versions of yourself, accessing past lives, future possibilities, all through resonance. Memory isn't just a backward glance, it's a navigation tool, an interface across densities. That's why you sometimes feel déjà vu, unexplainable talents or dreams that seem more real than waking life. They're signals, intersections of parallel timelines, echoes of versions of you across dimensions, sinking into those corridors of time, blending and influencing your current reality. It's a mirror reflecting your vibration. When you still your mind, when you drop into silence, the barriers between timelines thin. Downloads from your higher self. They're just higher frequencies tuning into your field, aligning you with your multidimensional self. Time doesn't move, you do. Your consciousness unfolds through layered potentials, every choice, every focus collapsing possibilities into reality. The past, it's active, alive in your resonance. The future, it's responding to your frequency. The now, it's the only moment that truly matters. Layered, encoded, alive. What you're in tune with, you manifest. Not because it's destined, but because your vibration calls it forth. Most live in the trap of unconsciousness, believing time is outside, happening to them. They stay stuck in loops, reacting instead of creating. But when you begin to see these cycles as patterns, you gain the power to step outside them. When you observe time instead of obeying it, you stop being a victim of it. That's the true path of evolution, reclaiming your power to rewrite your story by shifting your vibration. Time isn't something broken to fix. It's a tool to remember how to move through. It bends for those who stop resisting and start practicing coherence, clarity of thought, purity of intention, stillness of energy. Discipline isn't about restriction, it's about precision. When your energy is clear, opportunities open naturally. Doors you forgot existed swing wide. Next time you feel stuck, ask yourself, what if this isn't who I am, but just a version I haven't tuned into yet? What if the future I desire is just a frequency I haven't matched? That's not fantasy. That's functionality. The whole system is within reach, waiting beneath the surface, hidden in plain sight, behind the noise of distraction. Thoth never asked you to believe. He asked you to remember. His teachings weren't meant for worship. They were intended to be used. His entire system, scattered in symbols, encoded in rituals, was never about escaping the world. It's about transcending it from within. Ascension isn't a reward, it's a natural consequence of discipline, coherence, and self-awareness. When your vibration is clear, when you align with universal laws, you rise naturally, out of density, out of illusion. You don't escape the matrix, you outgrow it. You stop feeding its fear and distraction. You become immune to its pull because your resonance simply doesn't match the chaos it thrives on. And in that space of sovereignty, of self-mastery, you operate as your true self, not a reaction, not a mask, but a conscious creator of your reality. The tools are already within you, the stillness, the intention, the emotion, the focus. The blueprint of your awakening is coded in your very essence. It's never been lost. It's just waiting for you to remember how to access it. Most won't see this because they've been conditioned to ignore it. Distracted by comfort, entertainment, and shallow answers, they avoid the effort, avoid the inner work. But the teachings of Thoth, they're not secret because they're hidden. They're secret because they demand discipline, stillness, discernment, qualities the system teaches you to avoid. Your role isn't to drift aimlessly, it's to participate, remembering who you truly are. Every signal, every emotion, every synchronicity is your soul whispering, there's more. There's a deeper system behind this illusion, and it's waiting for you to tune into it. Universal laws, polarity, rhythm, vibration aren't just ideas, they're the foundation of reality. When you understand and align with them, they become the silent architecture of every moment. You stop hoping for external salvation and start co-creating from within, an architect of your own experience. Thoth was a builder, an architect of consciousness. His blueprint isn't just for ages past, it's for now, for the awakened souls in a world crumbling under its own illusions. Those hungry for function, not fantasy. Not fluff, but framework. Not blind faith, but tested truth. You weren't born to obey, to loop endlessly in shallow desires. You came here to create, to move reality with your signal, to raise your vibration until the distortions can no longer hold you. Ascension isn't a reward, it's the natural result when clarity, discipline, and honesty become your foundation. And here's the truth. If inside you feel that quiet, unshakable knowing, that voice whispering, you're meant for more, then don't ignore it. That's the real you, the one beneath the programming, waiting to remember. You've made it this far because your soul is ready to go deeper, to unlock what's been hidden, to step into the full power of your own design. Thoth wasn't a beginning or an end. He's a reminder. You are the gatekeeper, the signal, the architect, and the moment you remember that, everything shifts. The external world, it's just a reflection of your inner state. Your frequency is the true power, your blueprint for reality. If this message resonates, if a part of you feels it's time to wake up, comment below, I understood it. Because the only thing standing between you and your next level is your willingness to remember and to act. The universe is waiting to respond to your true vibration. The question is, are you ready to tune in?